Watching the film of Sunday, um, what did you make of the second half, and what can you guys do to avoid that kind of half?
Yeah, from a macro perspective, I see it as a great opportunity. Um, the negatives and turning them into positives, and then building upon the positives. It takes true synchronization. Obviously, we strive for consistency, um, and it takes great focus. Nothing we can do can be casual. We just got to do it with great focus and great intensity. Um, and that starts with our preparation. And so, um, as we kind of build through it, I think we've had special spurts of football, and it's um, been very efficient football at rates. And then we've had these lows, and so we just um, gotta stay together and band together. Stay committed and true to the collective of going out there and playing, team offense and um, continue to put points on the board.
Did you see AJ's social media post after the game about quoting scripture? You saw.
Mhm.
And what was your reaction to it?
I'm not going to analyze or speculate it. I think um, he's always wanted to contribute, and that remains.
What's
So
your
I
what's
think
your
onward, um, everybody's focused on trying to get better. Everybody's present here trying to improve.
what's your assessment of why your connection with him, at least to this point, hasn't met its normal standard?
I think again, looking at it from a macro perspective, it's a collective thing. It's not just two people. Um, it's a collective thing. It's about the offense generating and being what we believe it could be, and what we've shown it can be. And so that's um, every aspect of our game. That's our efficiency in the run game. That's our efficiency um, in the pass game. That's our efficiency in pass protection. That's every element. And so, um, I know coaches are in a position right now where they're asking themselves, well, how can we leverage the players and best leverage the players? And I know I'm in a position where how can I help the coaches and how can I push and operate the offense at a high level? And so, um, we got a ton of opportunity in us, in front of us, and that's how I look at it. You know, I know I mentioned like hounds for negativity, but um, we've shown what we're capable of, and then we've shown what we've shown. We've shown that we're capable of being very special, and we've shown that we need to be more consistent. And I think that's all opportunity in that. We want to be the best that we can be, and I see great light in being able to turn the negative into a positive. It's always great to be able to do that.
As one of the leaders of this team, how do you handle when a player is frustrated on the team?
You just got to focus and keep the main thing the main thing.
You and AJ go back a long ways, obviously. You guys have been good friends for a number of years. Do you guys have like extra conversations, I guess, when, a day like Sunday happens and, you might be frustrated with certain things that are going on?
You just focus on the work.
We've heard from AJ. How's Devontae? He's gotten fewer top targets. How has he handled?
You have to ask Devontae. You got to ask him.
Okay, well, just in
Yeah.
terms of
I
you
think
guys
we're all
figuring
focused on.
out.
I think we're all focused on the work. Everybody's hungry. Everybody wants to contribute. I think in terms of feelings, you have to ask him how he feels.
How close are you, do you think, as far as getting on the same page or whatever it is? How close do you feel that you guys are?
I mean, you can watch a half of football, and I'd argue that you wouldn't even be asking me these questions. Um, but it's just a matter of being consistent. It's not a matter of being there. It's just a matter of being consistent and operating at a consistent level. And so we just got to continue to push ourselves with that. And it just takes, full synchronization from, game planning and coaching to being on the same page as players and going out there and executing it. And I think that's where I'm most critical of myself when I look at it that way. You know, there's no hesitation to take responsibility because you're in the desire, striving for solutions, and so we're trying to grow, take steps forward, and build.
What's your
The end of
diagnosis of why the running game has not been as efficient as last season?
I can't say. I lean on that word execution in every aspect. Be critical of that. Be critical of that in itself, and um, build off of it. Um, really assess the tape and say, okay, what opportunities for growth do I have on the tape? Am I having the right angles? Am I um, in synchronization with the guy next to me? And am I in the best position, best leverage position? And so, all of those things come into consideration. But what matters most is banding together and continue to improve and continue to practice hard and attack each day, attack each walkthrough, and build. Because, like I said, it's a great opportunity in front of us to be able to build and grow into what we believe we can be.
To the end of understanding what it means to contribute in an offense, I mean, you've been on the end of that conversation too as a passer and a runner. We're talking about communicating that with each player on the offense. Is there something inherent about a wide receiver that in terms of it's dependent on a target and dependent on certain things coming to you? How do you manage that in your relationship with him as along with like the others on the offense?
Yeah, you try to play the game, you try to play the position, and you try to go out there and execute. Um, and you approach it that way, and obviously I think when with leveraging and using this word leverage, that's to put guys in positions to make plays and also take advantage of opportunities when they come, and then everybody being in sync, so all these things can come to light. And so, the main focus is going out there, playing team offense, being on the same page, and striving to do that. And when you desire to play team offense, you got to understand that everyone has an impact on every lasting play. And so,
So with Surtain, the edge rushers they have, what specifically about them challenges what y'all are able to do as an offense?
they got great players. It's a great team, a well-coached team. Got great players on defense, very disruptive group. Obviously, defensive player of the year last year, and Pat. Nick has always been able to get to the ball since our days at Oklahoma, and they got a hell of a defense, and it'll be another tough challenge for us.
When the standard gets this high, Jalen, is there a party that has to guard against like focusing in on the negativity too much and keeping a broader perspective of where you guys are and what you've accomplished? Or how do you, is that something that you manage or no?
Take two more.
When you guys were, kind of going through the same thing last year, obviously it seems like you want to be building as the year goes along. do you kind of see it as the same situation this year? You're still kind of feeling things out, and then as the year goes on, things will work themselves out.
Yeah, I think it's just a step-by-step process, a day-by-day thing. It's starting from ground zero every year because you got new leadership, and so that's something that you bring into perspective. In that, at the same time, you still have the same eagerness to build and grow. And so, I'd be the first to say I got a lot of confidence in KP in the direction that we're going, and what he's capable of, and it takes a full collective. It takes a full collective group to go out there and play, team offense at a high level. And so everybody's locked in and focused and excited for what's to come.
How is your relationship with AJ?
It's good. Yeah.
Could you expand on where it is at this stage in your lives, having played together now for 4 years?
Yeah, man, we share a great passion for this game, and we're focused on this week.
Yeah, taking a lot of heat. You just kind of spoke about it briefly, but what's your take on how he's doing and how the play calling's been and your relationship?
Yeah, I think I mean I know y'all talk to KP often, and I think there's opportunity for us to continue to grow and evolve as a unit, and we're always having those conversations to try and build and be a better offense. But I got a lot of confidence in him, and I think he's in a great space, and I think he's onward and excited for what's to come.
Thanks.